Hello, and welcome to the Ordo yeah. Hello, and welcome to the Ordo
No
Scriptorium.
take three. No take three.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. That's going to be an interesting one. Okay.
Let's make it loosey,
Um,
loosey goosey, baby, loosey
Loosey
goosey.
goosey. Um, this is a show. This show's about a gothic horror story setting in the 1950s, where a group of authors, a secret organization of individuals who have the ability to see beyond the veil and into the supernatural, are hunting creatures known as stalkers, these monstrous beings with uh, supernatural and incredibly powerful abilities. The cast that we have today is Kayla playing Bonnie,
I'm playing Bonnie Carlton. She is a 20-year-old college student who just came into her abilities after witnessing a gruesome attack of her boyfriend.
We also have Neil playing Elliot Craig.
Elliot Craig is a 40-something-year-old man who owns a garage and saw some stuff after working on a cursed car.
We also have Corey playing Rex Johnson.
Rex Johnson, 30-something-year-old detective, saw a mom try to eat her child and turn into an author.
And we have Zach playing Preston.
Preston Thaddeus Howlett of the Howlett Oil Dynasty, middle child. His father was killed on a hunting trip in which he was going to write him out of the will because he's a disgusting, lazy layabout. Ended up waking up after seeing it, and now he is called to hunt, even though he does not want to. He just wants to spend his father's money, drink, and, do bad things.
So that's our cast. The story so far is all of our characters are new initiates to the Ordo. They are individuals that have just awoken to their abilities, and this is their first mission. After having a nightmare of a young woman running through a nightmarish, dark nightmare-scape and being attacked by some sort of shadowy entity, they awoken to the phone call of their editor, an individual named Charles Wheat. The editor called them to a meeting in which he informed them that a herald, an individual who is just awakening to their abilities to perceive and understand the supernatural, had suddenly been snuffed out, and he wanted them to investigate. This person was somewhere in a very remote village in North Maine. The authors were then dispatched to investigate this village. The village being Veiled Bluff. It took them some time to get there, by train and by ferry, because there are no roads leading to this isolated community. But once there, they quickly moved into the village in their own manner. They walked into the first pub they saw, a fisherman's pub, as this village is right off the coast. Sort of investigated the locals, talked to the bartender, got some information, which eventually led them to a wake that was being held at the local College for the Arts. Though they took different paths, they all ended up heading in that direction. Um, Most of them having their own sort of plans on how they would blend in to the locals and to the college kids, all headed towards this very somber moment. Some of them pretended to be college kids themselves and were crying. Some of them just walked in with an air of with a presence, so to speak. And then others decided that it was an excellent opportunity to talk to the pretty young girls. Um, One way or the other, they were looking through the crowd. They had located a sheriff who was sort of watching over the proceedings. They were witness to a eulogy being performed by the college dean, and an invitation to a local cafe where people would go and then basically mourn together and talk together. Uh, Bonnie was able to locate a young woman who obviously was a bit more distressed than the rest. She was sobbing, she was in dire tears, and she approached this young woman. She befriended her, began to speak to her, and as this woman retreated to a more isolated area within the campus, um, begin to build a rapport. After a few moments, though, something seemed off. Bonnie's rapport wasn't quite sticking, and the girl asked to be left alone. Unfortunately for her, that is exactly what the stalker wanted. Moments later, you heard a blood-curdling scream. You go running to see what had occurred, and you had found an image of a young blonde woman in a white nightgown, blood pouring from her eyes, nose, mouth, and ears, streaking the front of her nightgown, holding up a finger and pointing at the young woman that Bonnie had just befriended, a young Emma. The woman Emma was in shock. This ghastly figure was clearly unnatural, and though Craig, Elliot Craig, made a heroic attempt to interfere.
He was there. He was there.
He was there. He made an attempt, and Rex used one of his character's very interesting features and summoned a flock of corvids to sort of distract the creature. You guys were eventually able to scare this ethereal monstrosity away from you and retrieve Emma from what would have been a very ghastly end.
I do just want to add to that. By we and by you guys, you mean the three of them, because I am still back at the funeral, coddling women.
That is true.
Inappropriately.
Preston did not pursue.
Disclaimer: I am not my character. Just gonna do that at the beginning of every episode.
So guys, is there anything else I missed? Help me remember.
Everybody took 2 madness points except for me from the presence of the creature.
Yes, that's right.
Because I was not in the presence of the creature. I still don't even know what's going on.
That's about right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else have anything that I might have missed, overlooked?
I think we're good.
Okay. Then let's jump into this session. Okay. Well, we'll start with the largest group, which is going to be Elliot, Bonnie, and Rex. You guys are standing in the courtyard of this college. There's a large black twisting spire in the center of this courtyard. You're all baffled at what had just happened. There's this young girl who is still absolutely in shock. Her jaw is dropped. She is shivering. Her face is pale. And the town sheriff, who was actually chasing right after you guys headed towards that same scream, is right there next to you. He saw what you guys had just seen. What would you like to do?
So I feel like in playing with a character who's focused basically on getting stronger with sanity, I feel like I'm just completely unfazed. And I'm just like, well, that was weird. Not even anything ever was done or said. It was just another day at the office sort of situation. Can I see if the girl is okay? To the best of my knowledge.
Of course. Roll a perception awareness.
Extra dice. Hey, right from the jump. 21.
Oh, okay. So you're looking at this tiny little waif of a girl who has just witnessed something absolutely horrifying. At your 21, you see that she is clearly in shock. She is staring into middle center nothingness. She is shaking. Her face is literally drained of all of its color, out of complete and total fear, and she is psychologically not doing well. Physically, there's not a mark on her.
Okay.
Can I
So,
just jump in real quick, if that's okay? Not as a character, just as co-writer of the setting. Something that all of us would know, that maybe the players wouldn't know since we're all first-timers to this, is the way the curtain works. The curtain is kind of the difference between normal and unnormal is authors can see behind the curtain and can realize that there's other things, whereas people who are not going to be heralds will eventually explain away whatever they saw that's crazy in their head so that they could just not be insane. So the sheriff, Emma, if they end up becoming okay or whatever, or they don't end up becoming authors in like 2 days or whatever, it's going to be like, oh yeah, it was this crazy Halloween trick or whatever, you know what I mean? Like something like that. And we would all know that.
Or they go mad.
Or they go totally insane and we end up having to kill them later. But that's worst case scenario. Worst case scenario.
Emma Thompson.
Oh, that's right. It was Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson. It was definitely Emma Thompson. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I love being
Yeah.
a stranger in fiction.
I remember that too, unfortunately. I didn't remember it when I wrote that character, but I remembered it when you guys all reminded me of the actress.
I think that's a joke I'm too young to understand.
Oh, Corey. So many people want to slap you right now.
Yeah.
Basically,
Rex
everybody's
dies.
playing with you. Rex instantly dies. Roll to save against Game Master Vitriol.
Yeah.
Better roll high.
Yeah.
Very high. All right, so that's what you see when you look at this sweet young Emma Thompson. What? Anything else? Anybody else wants to do?
Can I use my perk deduction and ask you a yes or no question?
You can always.
As a matter of fact, you can.
Alrighty.
Hey though, keep track of how many you've done because remember, all of this is one session.
I know. I got it written down.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Would I gain any information if I investigated this site?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to ask that because if I start investigating things, you get 2 darkness points, and I don't want to accidentally do that for no reason.
Okay.
Then can I use intelligence and mythos and start investigating?
Yeah. Roll an intelligence mythos.
What are the exact rules for investigation? I need to look it up. I want us to do it right since this is the first time we're doing it.
Do believe you do.
Not to be that guy. I'm normally not that guy. I really am not that guy normally. But this is the first time anybody's seeing it played. I don't want to glaze over the most important mechanic of the game, possibly.
So are you looking at mythos or Ordo?
I'm looking up the investigation, like how you go
It's
about
on
it.
page 15 of the doc.
Thank you, Corey, for reading the
Yeah.
doc.
I've actually been reading investigation sites since he was talking about stuff.
I'm gonna give you a big old hug and maybe a fat smackaroo when we get there.
I'll take a Reese. If you give me like a Reese egg.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. French kisses only. That's sorry. Okay. Investigation site. Narrator must have at least 3 investigation sites per hunt. Each investigation site will have 3 potential clues to investigate. The narrator can describe the scene, and through role-playing, the characters can attempt to decide on relevant skills to attempt to investigate it. The players get to know what skills will be required for each role, and may choose who does each. The players may only attempt to gain information from a clue once with one skill, and a clue can only be attempted once. So a player cannot use the same skill for multiple clues on the same investigation site. Any character can attempt any one or all of the investigation roles. However, each role may only be attempted once. Characters do not gain momentum for investigation roles. So if this is a true investigation site, Wizard has 3 skills and 3 clues related to those skills that we can choose to roll for. And he has to tell us what those 3 skills are, and then we can decide who rolls for what. But they can only ever be rolled for once. For each investigation roll, the narrator gains 2 darkness points. If the character fails the roll, they gain an additional 2.
Okay.
And there is no difficulty. It's what you roll on the dice.
Oh, we say that one more time, Zach?
When you roll an investigation, it's not necessarily a standing difficulty like normal single mod. There's a chart on, I think it's page 15. And when making a roll, the player rolls the relevant stat. Skill then compares the result to the chart below. 1 through 5 is a fail. The character gleans nothing. 6 through 10, the character gains a small bit of role-playing knowledge about the stalker, something obvious and simple. 11 through, so it's basically a fail without gaining those extra 2 points. The player gets an above, the 11 through 15, the player gets the above information, and may ask one yes or no question about the stalker, must relate to the skills used. And 16 through 20, the player gains the simple information, and gets 2 yes or no questions, so a total of 3 about the stalker, which will allow us to hopefully glean what its weaknesses are, is the idea behind it. Sorry to go into all the mechanics of it, but this is the crux of the game. So,
boo,
No, yeah.
rules lawyer.
No.
Literally, I wrote it, and this is the first time anybody on the planet is playing it and seeing it played. So, Neil, I'm going to respectfully give you the middle finger, which you cannot see. Now you just sit and spin.
Now, one thing it says is at least 3 investigation sites, right?
Yes.
Could be more.
Yeah, it could be more. But yeah, you have to have at least 3 investigation sites for a hunt to make it fair.
Okay.
Basically.
And we will also say there are going to be situations in every game where you're going to be investigating things that isn't necessarily an investigation site,
Right.
talking to
Oh, yeah.
character or something.
The investigation sites are more like a pure straight mechanic so that the players can learn what the monster's weaknesses are, because these stalkers are extremely overpowered creatures that are very hard to kill. I mean, just what we saw, they all gain 2 madness points just for being in its presence. If we don't figure out how to fight that, we can't just go in and try and beat it to death. We have to figure out how to kill it. And this investigation site is that counterbalance to the extreme overpoweredness of the monster you're hunting.
Right.
These are the primary way of gaining the weakness information. The other stuff, yeah, we can definitely learn stuff. I'm just saying this is a mechanic that is built in that gives the players a chance.
Right. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So strictly speaking, and I'm going to kind of roll with this one a little bit if
Sure, you're fine.
that's good with you, Zach, because strictly speaking, this was actually not one of my pre-written investigation sites.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of want to see if I can make it one on the fly. I think I can do that because
Sure.
there is something relevant to investigate here.
We did fight the fucking thing right here, so
Yeah.
totally makes sense.
Is that what we're calling that?
My
fucking
birds
thing.
did damage.
It did.
That's true.
Maybe we don't have to fight it. Maybe the birds just stay on it. They can't get rid of them, and it just dies out in the woods to bird
Yeah.
attack. That'd be great.
It's like in the comics when a villain gets killed off panel. It's
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. A stalker from the depths of the supernatural realm, capable of doing unfathomable
She's off by some
destruction, has been defeated by crows.
I'm just saying, you have to deal 7 damage to make the crows stop attacking you.
It's really not that hard.
It's not really.
So, investigation site on the fly right here, just for the sake of trying to keep things a little bit interesting, because as every GM out there is going to come into a situation where it's like, oh yeah, this could be a good investigation site.
Yeah, perfect.
That's what we're doing. All right, so this investigation site will have at least 3 clues. The first clue is going to be the obelisk in the center of the.
You don't tell them the clues. You just tell them what skills are related to the clues, and then they roll, and then you can role play through it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So you say, so here's how it will go, and I'll edit this part out. So here's how it'll go: is you'd be like, all right, here are the clues available for you. There's a ranged skill clue, bestiary skill clue, and a knowledge skilled clue. And then we get to decide who's rolling for what clue. And then once we roll, we can role play through it. You don't have to tell us what the exact thing is that we have to look at. You could do that through the role playing of the thing. Because if we don't roll good, then we don't even, it's a fucking Art Deco bullshit. You know what I mean? And we don't even notice it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to backseat game master.
No,
nobody's ever played this mechanic, and we just need to make sure it's right the first time, you know?
Yeah, I do, and I am kind of doing this on the fly.
Yeah, and it's totally all right. You would just pick 3 skills and pick 3 things in your head that those relate to, and then whoever rolls what is who would figure what out, depending on what they roll.
Right. So in this particular location, we're going to be looking at definitely bestiary, mythos, and empathy as the 3 skills available in this area. Actually, and I would also say because we can have more than 3 clues.
Yes, you can also have multiple skills for 1 clue. But you have to say, like, you can roll this or this for clue 1, you know?
Right, yeah. So I will also say, because of the nature, and hold off before you say anything, Zach, I'm going to go ahead and say phylactery will be a skill that you can use. And I know because phylactery can be used for both, actually creating a phylactery, but also understanding phylactery and looking at materials that could be used potentially as phylactery or hints about phylactery. Anything intelligence and phylactery related.
Definitely.
You read a book about phylactery, and you'd be able to use that skill to kind of understand what it's saying, what it's about.
I promise I'm not going to be that bad. I just this mechanic.
I gotcha.
It's just this mechanic, I swear. I would not care. It's just that this is a key mechanic that we have to present correctly. I'm not going to be that bad, I swear.
And this one's a little bit trickier because this isn't a planned one. This one's on the fly.
So clue 1, clue 2, and clue 3. I'm just gonna note them down for everybody since I'm not there. What are the skills?
Phylactery, mythos, and empathy, and knowledge.
Is knowledge so? There's 4 clues, or is knowledge attached to one of the other clues?
Knowledge is attached to one of the 3 clues.
Which one?
1.
All right, so 1 is either phylactery or knowledge.
Yes.
Clue 2 is empathy, and then clue 3 was what?
Clue 3 was phylactery, knowledge, mythos.
Mythos. Okay, cool. So now you guys, since you're there, can figure out who's rolling for what.
Well, I can do phylactery because it's the only one I can do out of literally all of those.
I can do mythos.
I can do knowledge.
You can't do knowledge because knowledge is attached to the phylactery one.
Oh.
The third one's empathy.
Oh, I could do that.
Okay. All right. Who decide who goes first?
Well, why don't we do it in the order of which you have all claimed your various skills? So, Elliot.
Elliot. He was gonna do a phylactery roll.
Yes. So let's hope that the roll goes well. Okay, that's a second 20. I guess 22 total. So I guess changing die was a good thing.
So Elliot gets 3 yes or no questions about the stalker and a small bit of role-playing knowledge about the stalker as well, from whatever clue he's investigating. And you guys can role-play through.
Okay. So when you're looking out at this area, you were right next to this horrifying, ghastly creature that was just attacking this girl. And you actually you were fighting. You were trying to defend her physically. So when you look down at the area that she was just standing in, you see that there's a large amount of sort of like this black, greasy substance in the floor, sort of standing all the way, sort of circling the area that this girl was standing in. It's almost as if this black cloud that rose up wasn't just smoke; it was something else, and something that might lead you to believe that it could be summoned at will almost, or created by this creature. And as far as phylactery is concerned, perhaps you maybe have heard of certain phylactery devices created that can help authors do this as well, or sort of use their power and through this mechanism.
And now,
so well, so you have 3 yes or no questions.
Based on the information he just gained about the stalker. Role playing.
So I'm going to assume then that this stuff sticks around. So then I just can ask 3 questions about anything associated with this thing based off of the information that was just provided.
Yes or no questions.
Yeah,
yes or no questions. Yeah. Okay. That's actually kind of tough. So is it something that can physically harm? Or is it just
No.
No. Okay.
Ooh.
So more of like a shroud sort of thing.
Or just mental attack, because it did do mental attacks to us.
That's true.
Interesting.
What other questions can I ask about goo?
Well, if you had read the book that I sent over, you would definitely have some ideas.
That is upstairs on my iPad that I forgot to bring down.
You want me to bring it
watch,
to you?
Watch everybody else roll like ones, and then you're the only one with the 3, and you didn't read the book, so you don't know what to ask.
If you go into the general chat, you could pull it up.
You'd almost have to read the book, I think.
I was gonna say
in some ways. You could ask what kind of thing it is too. Or you could ask if it's a thing, like a type of monster, and kind of
so wait
narrow
a second.
down.
I'm under the impression that I can only ask questions about this goop.
Yeah.
That's what...
in the general vicinity of that. Yeah.
So I can't ask about the creature itself. It just has to be the goop that I noticed.
Well, you can ask about the creature in relation to the goop.
This is gonna take.
This is
me
the
a minute,
worst
like, a
person to
hot
get these
minute.
3 questions.
It's
I
a
swear to God.
hot
I love you,
minute for
Neil,
me to
but
get
I
this.
swear this is the
No,
worst
this
person.
is the This is. I should have rolled a 1.
Why don't we roll another character and give you a second to think about your question?
That'd be cool. That'd be
And
cool.
we'll
I'd like
jump back
that.
over.
I'd like
Okay.
that.
Okay, all right. I think it was Corey that was.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was Corey. He was clue 3 with Mythos.
Yeah.
I got 22.
Ooh, another solid one.
Jesus,
Okay.
you guys are killing it.
Rolled an 18.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Hope you don't get into a fight with this creature later. You're using all your good rolls up. I'd have to kill you all. All right. So, with Mythos, you do see this weird obelisk standing in the center of this courtyard. It's pretty tall. It's actually about 2 stories tall. It's black. It's sort of that sort of tall pyramid shape, but it has a twist to it, and it goes around almost like in a spiral, ending at essentially a triangle, a pyramid at the very top. You would know that this is not Egyptian. This isn't from Egyptian lore, Egyptian legends. This is something lost, something different. This is pretty new to you, but you can gain some insights based off of your knowledge of Mythos, and that is, it predates Egyptian history. It's extremely old, and as you look closely to it, you're going to be able to see that there are very faint and weather-worn writing carved into this sculpture as it goes up into the air. It's obviously an antique, or not an antique, but a relic of an era that is eons past, and obviously very important.
All right.
3.
Is it some kind of like, what are they called?
Antenna?
Sure.
Antenna.
Well, maybe not antenna, but like, is it something to like channel some kind of energy or something like that?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is it meant to call forth something?
Yes.
Did the bloody girl come to the school because it's here? And like, okay, never mind. Is what's going on because of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, cutting to the core of it.
All right. Bonnie.
All right. I got a 4.
The girl standing before you, Emma, seems
You
right.
failed. Just for tally, Wizard, you have gained 8 darkness points.
Reminder on that. Jotting that down in my notes. Okay, yeah. So the girl before you seems frightened. You gain no new information.
So Neil,
Yeah.
Shit. And I just pulled up the document too, and I'm trying to get through, trying to figure out. I did come up with at least one other one.
good.
This here goop, is it flammable?
No.
That's a good question, though. That's a good question,
unfortunate.
because that could have been a weakness that we could have burned this shit up. That's a good one.
Could have made ghost Molotovs.
That could be the phylactery if we kill it. What was I gonna say? Oh, I can't say anything because that'd be metagaming. I've got a good one and I can't give it to him.
I guess the only other one that I can really come up with is when this greasy substance appears, does it just like appear from the ground or does it spread out? Well, that's not a yes or no question. Does it just appear from the ground?
You mean like when you saw the girl
Do the thing,
surrounded
yeah.
by it? Yeah. From the ground specifically?
From the ground specifically.
No.
There was one that I wanted to give you so bad. Is
Can I
it
use,
synthetic?
like-
Is it made by a person? That would have been the first thing I add. Because it could be mad scientists making people.
Can I use my torch, Deductio, to ask you one additional question?
Yeah? I
Yeah.
think so. What is that? That gives him darkness, though, right?
I
Gives
think
him
it's
one darkness.
It's one darkness?
It's one darkness.
Deductio.
Is this monolith some kind of tether for when people die here?
No.
That's a good one, though.
She is not a ghost.
Yeah, I don't think we're dealing
That's
with spirits. Which is weird, because it can't physically harm us, but I don't think we're dealing with spirits.
Thought I
Okay.
just marked that off the list.
Before we jump over to Preston, is
Oh,
there
no.
anything last minute anybody wants to do?
What's the sheriff doing?
Okay. So
Yeah.
as you guys are there, the sheriff's gonna go up to Emma and look around, and his eyes are saucers. He's this aged, grizzled man, but he is frightened. He's clearly like unsettled. And he takes the girl by the shoulders and starts leading her back down the way you guys had come, back down to where everybody had just been at the front of the school. He looks over to you, Rex. And if you remember last time, you had discussed meeting with them. He says to you, 9 o'clock in the morning, my office.
All right, I'll be there.
And he starts to guide Emma out. Before he does, Emma turns back to you, Bonnie, and reaches a hand out for you. Do you reach out? Do you grab her hand? She's obviously like shooting her hand out, asking you to hold her hand.
I take her hand.
Will you stay with me for a little bit? You were.
Yeah, I can go with you.
Poor Bonnie's been on crying victim duty the entire... for like an episode and a half.
Somebody took it. All right, Preston.
Yes. I would like to make some calls because I don't want to... Preston, while with the women, is going to try and glean. I want to use charisma manipulation to figure out what room her name, Peggy Adams, was staying in.
Okay.
Do you mind if what's the difficulty on that?
Difficulty is going to be 10.
I want to do this before the scream.
Okay.
Just barely got it 11.
Okay. You were able to talk to several of the girls there to get more idea, and this is under the guise of you being Peggy's brother, right?
Yes, of course.
Yes, because that's what you established.
Yes,
You're
this whole town
faking-
thinks I'm her brother.
So under that, guys, the girls there will tell you, well, if you want to collect your things, photos, her art from her family, she was staying at Mrs. Blackwood's house for young ladies. It is an all-girl female apartment. is something that they had in the 50s.
Yeah.
For young women who were single.
I ask for quick directions there. How far away is it? Like, is it on campus or?
It's not on campus, but nothing is far away in this town. It's
Right.
a very, very small community. So, a few blocks.
So I am correct in assuming that all the girls are here, though, right? Like most of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Here. Okay.
Most of the students are here present. There is a dorm on campus.
So as dickish as it is to not go help my my partners during all this, when I hear the scream, I'm going to use that to slip away, realizing that this might be the only time that a dude will be able to sneak into the Lady Blackish's all-girls apartment complex without being noticed, because they're all going to be here, and the chaos will allow me to leave. So I'm going to kind of book it back into town to this apartment complex.
Okay.
Can I also try and pickpocket one of the girls for a hairpin?
Yeah. Roll a what would it be? A rogue.
Agility, I would assume, but it's your call.
Yeah. Let's do rogue agility.
All right. They would probably get awareness as a bonus. So, like, if you assigned a 10, they would get like whatever their awareness is.
Okay.
I'm hoping the chaos will give me kind of a good distraction point.
Yeah, I'm actually, because of the chaos and because of the everything that's going on, it's going to be 5 plus their awareness.
Okay. Okay. So that is a 18.
Yeah, you have no problem getting a few bobby pins and hairpins from a purse of one of these girls.
My lockpick set was with the luggage, so I need to find a way because I'm sure that the doors will be locked. So I lift some bobby pins. When the scream happens, I duck back in and I kind of book it back to the apartment complex with the idea of breaking into a room and investigating it.
Okay. You have no problem getting there without any issue. Like I said,
Okay.
Nothing is far in this town.
Right.
What you find is everything. This is a very rural town. So behind this very lonely apartment, it's actually a converted mansion. Back in the day, this was actually something pretty common in certain areas. Back in the day, this used to be a huge, estate, probably the founding house for this entire village. But over time, it's passed between hands and other hands and other hands, and has eventually been converted into a little community space and a little apartment building for young women.
How tall is it? 2-story, 3-story? I'm guessing 2?
2-story.
2-story. Okay. Does it have a back door?
It does. Yeah.
All right. That's the one I'm going to try and break in, because I'm going to assume that there's, if it's specifically an all-girls apartment, I'm going to assume that there's some sort of steward or lady up front keeping the fellows out at all hours or whatever. Like, I don't know. So I'm going to attempt to kind of like go around back and pick the lock.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that rogue agility.
What's the difficulty?
Oh, right. Difficulty is you're trying to do this with hairpins.
I am.
So I'm gonna say the
Not my normal
difficulty
kit.
is gonna be at least a 10.
Okay.
How much Skyrim have you played?
Enough to roll a 17 and end up with a 21. So I picked that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. This
Just
is,
like Daddy's liquor cabinet. Bop!
It does pop just like Daddy's liquor cabinet, and the door swings open. You see a nicely furnished sort of hallway. It has been somewhat converted over from being a mansion into being a small apartment building with multiple sort of sectioned off areas. So you have a hallway directly in front of you, leading to sort of a common area, and then a staircase leading upstairs.
From the room number, because they gave me her room number, Can I glean just like looking at the rooms on this level? Would I need to go to the second floor or stay on the first floor?
You need to go down to the second floor.
Oh.
This floor has rooms 1, 2, 3, and 4. And she was in room 8.
Okay, so I head up to the second level and slowly make my way down the hallway, pretending that I have been there, like I should be there, even though I shouldn't, to doorway 8 with haste.
Okay. You find doorway 8, and on a little decorative and kind of cute sign right next to the door is the name Peggy Adams.
Okay.
Wreathed in flowers.
I'm going to try the door once just to see if it's locked.
It is.
Son of a bitch. All right, I will quickly try and pick it.
All right, that is going to be another 10.
All right, that's 10 on the dot, so I'm going to use one of my luck points to reroll. Motherfucker. Can I do that a second time with luck? I think I can with luck until I'm out of luck. I'm not sure. Because it's a perk.
Yeah, I think with luck.
I think it's because it's a base level perk. I think I can just do it until... I think I can do it. I think I can do it for other people too.
You also have momentum.
I do have momentum, but I can only use momentum once.
Yes.
On any roll, and then it's a failure. So, I am going to spend 1 momentum since I'm max momentum right now to lower the difficulty by 2.
Okay.
So I'm down to 5 momentum. I am going to spend my last luck point, bringing me down to a 0 on that until I roll a 20, and I need to hit a 9 or higher.
Yeah.
All right, that time I got it with a 12.
Perfect. Okay, so you struggle with it a bit.
Fiddle with that bitch for a while.
Yeah.
Like while I'm fighting with them, like, good God, what does this woman protecting in there, Fort Knox?
And yeah, exactly. So you're struggling heavily with this lock, but you do eventually pop it with a very satisfying click, and the door swings open to a small, sort of efficiency apartment.
Okay.
And you are entering an investigation zone.
Oh, is this one of your planned ones?
Yes.
Okay. I probably should have brought other people, but I'm a terrible selfish fuck. So, okay. All right. I gently shut the door behind me. Since I think I made it in without being noticed, I have a little bit of time in here to look around. What are the skills I need for each of the 3 clues?
All right. For clue number 1, you are going to need a finance. For clue number 1, finance, awareness, or knowledge.
Wait, finance. Whoa. Finance is a... You mean merchant?
Merchant, sorry.
Yeah.
Pardon. Merchant.
Still good. Still good, ladies and gentlemen. Still good. He's a rich bitch. Okay.
Clue 2 is going to be awareness, knowledge, or occult.
I'm in trouble on that one. Okay. So that's 3 different ones: awareness, knowledge, or occult.
Yes. As 3 potential clues that you could roll. For
3 potential, and I don't have one of those fucking skills. Okay, and what's the third one?
Let's see. The third one is art. What was it? It was artistic. Was one of the. I think it was one of the skills, right? For the original book.
I think so.
Yeah.
I wrote it, so I should know.
Artistic, I believe.
Art. It's just art.
Art, yeah.
Of course.
And knowledge.
Fucked. Okay. And if I roll these, nobody else can try them. Like I basically ruin it for everybody if I try to do these.
Isn't that the name of your character, though? It's just ruin it for everybody.
Oh man, me and the most hated characters on the planet Earth, I swear. This guy's worse than Shotgun.
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry, there was one other one for... Oh, wait, nope, never mind. That was it.
Okay, well, I'll start with the one I have, which is Merchant.
Okay.
What stat am I using with that?
It's going to be a Merchant Intelligence.
Okay. I would have liked that to be better, but that is going to be 13.
Take a look at my cheat sheet here. Okay, so for a 13, that's not bad.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Okay, so with the 13, you take a look around this room. You see that though it is a small space, it is a small space for a young woman. It is a very well decorated space. This area is not something that the typical college kid would be living in. All of the furniture is very nice. The room is very, very well decorated with somebody who had a budget to spend. One particular location in this room is in the far back corner, just offset from the tiny little bedroom area, which is to the left. To the right of that is kind of like a little working area where somebody would do their homework. There's a roll-top desk there. There are a few easels. There's a few little crates full of paints over there. So you can tell that like there's a lot of money that has been supplied to this young girl's tuition, to her apartment, and to her life.
And what do I get? 1 yes or no for that roll?
Yes. Wait, I think we upped it to 2 for this one and 3 for the 16 through 20, right?
What does it say?
Oh no,
I don't know that we
It's
upped the
1.
questions. I think it's 1 and 2,
It's
and
1.
then you get 3 if you get the 2. You know.
Yeah.
So it's 1 or 3 basically. Okay. Well, with the money being such a big part of this, I'm going to really quickly kind of delve into my teachings with wheat and that, and I'm going to ask my yes or no: is the stalker that was hunting her transactional? Was she getting this money from the stalker?
No.
Shit. I mean, that's good. We would have had a hard time fighting this transactional creature, I think. Okay, so then the other ones I've got to roll in there, not anything I have. So what? So is Clue 2 Perception then as the base? Because I'm just getting the base stat on that. That's the awareness, knowledge, occult.
Perception, or intelligence.
I'll take intelligence. Okay. It's not a fail though. Should I re-roll that for? Hold on a second. I've got a power. Give me 1 second. Hey, look at my power.
You're adding up your momentum too, right? For all those lock picks.
I was at full when I was doing them.
Oh, okay.
So I was adding them, but they were at full. Where are you, my power of... I am going to drop a finance. So I'm going to use one of my torches.
Okay.
That torch is Solucionis. and basically what he does is he kind of reaches into his wallet. He pulls out a crisp $100 bill. He folds it up and he leaves it in the center of the room. This allows him to kind of like see the room slightly better, almost like he is sacrificing his money in order to glean more information, almost as if he is bribing the universe itself. Basically, with that, I will gain 2 extra investigation questions. My normal roll was a 7, so I just beat failure. I'll get the normal whatever, but I'll get 2 questions extra anyway.
Oh, okay.
But my finance goes down to 7.
Man, I know money rules the world, but $100, that's all it takes.
It's 1950, man. That's a car, dude. What are you talking about? And I put $200 down.
So
2 crisp $100 bills.
Is there a darkness attached to that?
No, because I'm spending the finance. In fact, I can actually alternatively drop a finance point to drop your darkness by 3.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the few ones that can actually combat your rising darkness instead of gain it. But I have to become poorer, which is not something I'm enjoying.
Yeah, I would imagine your character doesn't enjoy that one bit.
Mm-mm. But yeah, so I will gain the normal amount of information, and then I will gain 2 yes or no questions.
Okay. And this was for...
The awareness, knowledge, occult, clue 2.
Yes. All right, for this one was... All right, so you see Peggy's bedroom off to the side. When you walk in there, it's a very small little bedroom because it is kind of an efficiency apartment. There's an aura of just despair in this room. There's something, as soon as you walk in, you feel it sort of thick in the room. It just doesn't feel right. It's a natural human instinct to just know when something's off, and you feel that there's something off here. Let's see. You look throughout the room, and your natural instincts are quickly awarded with a bit of an understanding as to why you were just ill at ease. Throughout this bedroom, you see Peggy's random artwork, not on a canvas, but on the walls, on the banisters of the bed, on the floor. There are carvings, there's ink, there's just random doodles and scratches littering throughout this area. Peggy was, this isn't something an adult should do, and the things that she was drawing, it's not like anything specific, but there's just this harshness to these random lines, these doodles, these drawings. There's also a symmetry to them, and there's also consistency. You see repetition within these images as if they are appearing throughout the room.
What are the images of?
They are not of like a depiction of anything in particular. If anything, they would maybe look like some kind of ancient pictograph or hieroglyph.
All right. My first yes or no question is this a language? Would I be able to read this if I had linguistics or something like that? Like, is it just insaneness, or is it actual writing?
So yes, to the language question, it is language, yes.
Oh, I don't have language. I don't have it at all. Okay. All right.
I was expecting more people to be in this room.
Yeah, I know. I ruined everything. I got it. It's the theme of the night. Zach ruins everything. He's already been a rules lawyer when he's almost never been a rules lawyer before, but today he has been, and now he's taking everybody's investigation away. Yes. Okay. All right. So then, yeah, one more yes or no question on that, right?
Yes.
Was the stalker that killed her the stalker that allowed her to see beyond the curtain?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it was her inciting incident then, in a way.
Yes.
All right. Last question, and everybody could be mad at me. So what would be the basis? It's art and knowledge, and I don't have either one of those. So what would be the base stat?
Intelligence. Or empathy. Or I'm sorry, not empathy. Charisma.
Charisma.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take charisma. I think I need a win on that one, though. So I am going to use one of my Fortunas. I'm going to use my 15. And that will take me up to a 18. So I should get all information.
Okay. So you can get a sense of these writings of this room, the way that they're written, where they're written. What did you say your final score was?
18.
18. That's rough. That's yeah. You're solid.
Yeah.
So at first, this looks like kind of insane. Like these things are scattered all over the place, and you're getting like this sense of madness. So the charisma aspect is this emotional, like you're connecting on this person. If you were to see this person on the side of the road, you would probably maybe cross to the other side of the road. Your instincts are flaring that. But then suddenly, like, you start to realize that, well, there's something of a symmetry in the room. There are repetition in the glyphs, and they are actually diametrically opposed to each other throughout the room. So you can kind of see a pattern as one glyph is on the eastern wall, an opposing glyph matching it is on the western wall. And as you look at all these glyphs everywhere, you're starting to see that there is a crazy person here, but there's also maybe a method to the madness.
Okay, so I get 3 yes or no's, right?
Yes.
Yes or no number 1. Were these glyphs protecting her from the stalker while she was in the room?
No.
Shit. I was like, sure it was a ward. I was sure it was a ward once you said that. Two more questions. All right. So he's seeing a lot of insane writings. He's seeing a lot of insane things that seem to be coming from the girl's subconscious. So I'm going to ask, does the stalker hunt in the physical world? Like, can it hunt through dreams, basically?
It can. Yes, it can hunt through dreams.
That's helpful. Okay. I've got one more, huh? I do not know what to ask here. Ay, ay, ay. Is the stalker... Hold on a second. Somehow I keep dropping out of my thing. Is the stalker a... If I can get there. Is the stalker an eldritch horror?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, we've got something now, baby. We've got something now. All right. Dealing with some Cthulhu-ass motherfuckers in here.
The epitome of madness.
Yes. Okay, all right. Well, that is everything I can glean from this room. I am correct?
Yes.
All right. I will make
There
my...
is actually one other thing in this room.
All right.
That you would just see up at a passing glance walking in there.
Okay.
The girl's bed has been slept in, and the pillow is sort of dented in as if, somebody had been sleeping there. And it is also covered in blood.
Huh. That's not good. Like the pillow's covered in blood? Like, does it look like it came from a head, or just like splattered on there? Or...
It's very, very covered. It's not like a splatter. It's not like
it's
a splatter
soaked.
pattern.
It's soaked in blood.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go home. All right. Okay. All right. I do not have linguistics. I can't. I feel like those hieroglyphs would really help us out, but I don't have linguistics in any way, shape, or form. I just would not know what the fuck they say. All right. I'm gonna leave. I guess I'm gonna leave, feeling like I didn't get everything I should. But actually, no. Wait. The hieroglyphs on the wall. Is there like a lot of different ones, or so you said there's a lot of symmetry and they're kind of overlapping? Is there like 4 or 5? Like I'm guessing, like, I'm trying to say, like, are we talking like a 26 character alphabet that's on the wall? Or are we talking about like 4 glyphs that just keep showing up over and over and over again?
It's a lot more than 4.
Okay, all right.
It's like a scattering of them, more like hieroglyphs in the Egyptian sort of era, where it's not like necessarily letters, but there's like the whole words are there, but of some exotic design that you've never seen before.
But the writing themselves have symmetry from one side to another.
Yes.
I'm going to, since she's an artist, grab a piece of paper and a pen from her writing desk, and I'm just going to write down and kind of copy as many of these different glyphs as I can on a piece of paper or two. So that I can have the others look at it, and then kind of fold them up, put them in my my inside dinner coat pocket, my rich ass outfit, and then I'm gonna sneak out the way I came.
Okay. Now there was one more. You only did two.
Whoa!
Clues, correct?
You said there was only 3. No, I did 3. I did all 3.
You did 3?
Yeah,
okay. Right.
I aced the first one. It was merchant. Second one I got the first one I got 1 on. Second one I got none on, but I spent my power on. Third one I aced.
Okay. Got it.
I got a total of, I think, 6 questions, which I think is all right. Everybody who's hating me for doing this myself, I think it's all right. I got 6 questions at least. Figured out what it is at least.
That's a big one. That's a big part of it. So you walk outside of Peggy's room, and you hear the door downstairs opening and footsteps walking in. At this point in time, you've been in there for a while, and so the events that had been transpiring since the scream have kind of moved forward. And there you see young women entering the room. Not the room, the
downstairs. House. Yeah. I'm going to head down the hallway towards the back door that I came in.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it fast. I'm just going to walk like I own the place.
Okay. You walk down the stairs, down the towards the back door that you walked into, and there is a elderly woman walking down the downstairs hall towards the common area. She's maybe elderly's a bit rough. Maybe she's in her 60s, mid 60s, and she looks at you as you come downstairs. Do you say anything at this point?
I just walk right
She
past
looks-
her. I don't even meet her eyes. Just like I'm there. Like I'm whistling.
Oh my god.
Like just like
And then-
I should be there the whole time. Just walk right past her.
You know what? Let's see. Roll a. What do you have?
I got a lot of stuff, man.
I think roll a manipulation charisma.
That's fair. Is it contested?
It is contested.
Alright. Ooh, that's not that great. I got a 11. No.
Okay.
No, 12.
And what do you think you're doing in here, young man?
I'm just gonna keep
old lady
walking.
voice. Who? And she's gonna follow you. Who do you think you are? This is a house for women, for young ladies.
I stop and I turn and I go, me? Are you talking to me? Do you have any idea who you're talking to?
I don't care.
You don't care. All right, well, have fun in the unemployment line, and I just keep walking.
Employment line?
Well, yes.
You can't fire me. I own this establishment.
Oh, do you? All right. Well, then you're the person I should be talking to. I didn't know you owned the place. I've been looking for you all night.
What do you mean by that? Why are you looking? What is this?
I extend my hand. Preston Howlett. Preston Thaddeus Howlett of the Howlett dynasty. Oil magistrates. I'm sure you've heard of us. Don't worry about it. But I'm considering becoming a landowner here in... He realizes he has forgotten the name of the city. Here in this lovely college town. Here in this
Okay.
lovely college town. But it is too late for this kind of business. So I'll come back tomorrow. And then I just turn and keep walking towards the back door.
Manipulation charisma.
Okay.
That is a saucy lie.
It is a saucy lie, and not my best. I didn't think she owned the building. I think she'd be watching it for somebody else. So when she said she owned it, because I was going to say, like, I own this building, but then she said she owned it. I'm like, well, I'm fucked on that one. Proper fucked. 15.
15. Right. Gotta roll myself. That actually okay. She's furious. Like her face is turning red, and she sort of chases it after you. Don't let me see you around here again, or in the town for that matter. I have your mark, young man. And she slams the door shut as you walk out and locks it behind you.
Thaddeus stares at the door for a really long time. Thinks about peeing on it. Then decides not to. And then just turns and walks away.
Oh, and Thaddeus is such a boob.
Yeah, he is. He's terrible. He's just a terrible person. All right. He heads off. He's going to head... He doesn't know where his friends are. Or his companions are. So...
Hey, friends is a strong word.
We sang songs together. I'd say we're friends.
I like that there was a general, completely different reaction to the idea of being friends with Preston from all three of you. Like, Bonnie's like, no. Neil just laughs, and Rex is like, how dare you not call us friends? He's gonna head back towards the college because he figures that they've probably squared away whatever screaming is, and they're gonna be heading back. He's looking for his friends to kind of meet up.
All right, and let's jump over to the friends.
Okay, companions, whatever.
Companions.
People I am traveling with of varying different enjoyment. I don't know how better to say that.
This the sheriff is walking the girl down out of the college area, but basically down the entrance to this big sprawling college campus. What do you guys do? So Bonnie, you're obviously going along with Emma. As last we saw, what does everybody else do? What's everyone doing at the moment?
Would I feel like I'm relying on the skill to use Mythos again, Intelligence Mythos, and try and see if I can get any more information on like the stuff engraved into the obelisk?
I don't see why. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. That was a 24.
24. Okay. This that's very good, and I should have given you your difficulty there. Difficulty would have been at least a 15. Yeah, it would have been 15. So you just definitely blew it out of the water. You look in at this with your mythos, your eye for ancient lore and ancient stories, and you kind of recognize the origin of these designs. People don't really know exactly what it is, where it came from. They know that it came from probably somewhere around the Middle East, because of its how it has influenced other cultures that have sprung up later. It is very, 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 very old. The literature on this type of language is very sparse, and it almost seems like it may have potentially been, some esoteric small community, which is why it never, it hasn't found a great root in the overarching world or in history, because a community this small that would have been using this language would have disappeared completely off the face of the earth, and that's why you would see the scarcity of relics with this type of text on it. Yeah.
All right. Would I just intrinsically know with my character if there was anyone like specialized in the research of this kind of stuff? Like, is there a certain person that like made a living on it?
That would definitely be a check as well. I
All
would
right.
say probably knowledge intelligence.
That's a 19.
19. 19, yeah. And again, I didn't give you your difficulty. Don't forget, you have momentum off of that last one that you requested.
Yeah, I already wrote that one.
Okay, good. And you give a momentum off of this one because that does pass. It was a 15. It would have been a 15 difficulty. Yes, you would know, just like you having done a little bit of research, and coincidentally, the person who has probably written the most on this topic, on this very esoteric and rare artifact and language, is the founder of this school, a Jonathan Reynolds Sr.
Fuck. I knew that dude looked
Dean.
creepy. That Dean looks
son?
creepy as shit. I knew it.
The dean being his son.
Yeah.
Sus. Sus times sus equals sus.
The dean's always the problem.
I'm 42.
Like, if it's at a
I can
college,
say sus.
if it's at
Yo.
a college, the dean's the villain.
Right? It was the pencil
Like,
thin
it's-
Vince McMahon mustache that he's got going on.
Yep, that
Dirty bastards.
Nobody with a pencil thin mustache is up to any good.
No, never. And if you are out there listening and you have a pencil thin mustache, we're just kidding. Keep listening, please. We need listeners.
All right, what time of night is it?
It's about 9 o'clock.
So I have no chance in setting up a meeting today with the dean.
The school is pretty much closed.
Yeah,
so,
all right.
there's nobody there to go into to talk to about it.
Yeah. All right. I will then kind of like migrate towards the exit of this like courtyard and wait for the band of friends / associates of Preston County Talent.
Okay, Bonnie, you're being taken away by basically Emma at this point, who's being led away by the police officer. And Elliot, yeah, what are you up to?
I mean, I think because I don't think I knew where. God, I keep forgetting Zach's character's name.
Preston. He's got a lot of names. It's.
I mean, I can just start referring to him as asshole.
That's fair.
You can.
He's not good.
I don't, because of how everything transpired, I don't think we even saw where Preston went. So I think it would be more so of he's a big boy, he can take care of himself, and following the rest of everybody else.
So
I think more so in an escortive capacity, not like following along, more so like bringing up the rear, watching the six.
Okay. So Rex actually stayed behind to examine the obelisk.
Yeah, I'm with the cop and Bonnie and everyone.
Okay, the cop, Bonnie, and Emma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're still going with the I'm her father shtick.
Yeah. Yeah. So the cop is going to lead Emma and Bonnie to the girls' dormitory. There is a dormitory on the college. Not all girls live in a converted mansion into an apartment. And it's a very nice dormitory as you walk in. It's a 2-story building, stone, long and fairly wide. When you walk in, there's a large common area and a little kitchenette where the girls can make themselves dinner or something to drink. The sheriff sits Bonnie down in the common area, which it's kind of deserted at the moment. Everybody sort of headed more into town, presumably towards the cafe that was announced as to be offering food. So there's no one here at the moment. It is brightly lit, well furnished, in that 1950s vibe, and he sets her down on a couch. Bonnie, what do you do?
I wasn't expecting to go into the dormitory.
He separated us
So-
cleverly.
Where is Emma if he sits me down? Where did Emma go?
He sat Emma down. On,
Oh, I thought you said he sat Bonnie down.
If I did, then I apologize.
It might just be me. I take the opportunity to just kind of look around in the common area to see if there's anything interesting in there.
Okay. Perception awareness roll.
Eight.
Okay. And the difficulty would have been a 5, mostly because there's really not much interesting going on in there. As you look around, it looks like actually a very well kept and clean space. The girls that live here do their due diligence. They wash their dishes and all the like. There are, I will say, a great deal of paintings all over the walls. They definitely would appear to be something that the girls themselves have made. They're not like in frames necessarily, or they're not of like any like display, particularly especially prominent display as if you had a Jackson Pollock up. These were most likely painted by the students at the school.
I grab a glass from the kitchenette and grab a water and bring it over to Emma, sit down next to her, and give her the water.
She gladly takes the water and thanks you, and like her eyes are still saucers, and the sheriff looks down and says, "Do you think you can look after her for the evening?"
Yeah, I can take care of her. I got it.
I'll be checking in on you tomorrow morning. All right, Emma. Emma sort of nods and she sort of leans against you a little bit. She's definitely needing help. The sheriff will then shake your hand, Elliot, and sort of nod and sort of tip his hat to the two young women sitting on the couch, and begins to walk out.
So, are we? Here's the question then. Are we gonna let this girl stay alone tonight at this place? Or are we gonna try to have her? I was gonna say, are we gonna have her like stay in the hotel with us?
I'm not leaving her alone after she was just traumatized.
Just let her stay and watch her. She can be bait.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if we wanted.
What?
No, that's kind of
sounds like a perfectly.
That's actually kind of what I was getting at.
We slide in and save her at the end. We don't let her die. I'm not saying she's like a fucking worm on a hook, but you know.
Like, yeah, do we do something like that? Do you
gotta catch a monster?
Do you want to do like babysitting duties and you hang out with her tonight at her dorm room? What's the play here?
Got thrown off because I thought you were saying this like in front of her.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, wait a second. Does this character just look at her and go, "You staying in the dorms? What's the play here?" In front of the scared woman.
I'll let you guys plan this out a little bit because this is a new game before I crush you with meta destruction.
Yeah, that's fair.
So.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think Elliot would say like something along the lines of, okay, so like what's the plan here? Are we staying here with her? Is she coming with us? Like speaking very, very plainly, like not even trying to like hide anything anymore because the cop's gone. There's no reason to like keep up the charade at this point. She done seen the shit that we seen. So do we just like protect her now in case this thing comes back?
Emma grabs hold of your hand a little bit tighter, Bonnie, and looks up at you. You were so brave to stay with me, to stand by me when that was. What happened? Did I have a state? Did I have a state?
We're gonna figure everything out. You're gonna be okay. I don't think you should stay here though. You should come back with me.
Are you like a nurse?
Not exactly, but I'm kind of figuring out what's going on here to make sure that you'll be okay.
Oh, do you think do you think you can help me? I must have been hallucinating or I don't even know. Like, should I see a doctor?
Maybe eventually. Just like interjects.
Who's the asshole now? Jesus.
Yeah.
I think everybody here is an asshole except for Kayla, just for the record.
Yeah, I know. Kayla is like...
I think she's the only nice one here. We're just degrees of asshole.
when I saw on Bonnie's character sheet empathy
Right.
as like it was, okay, I know what character this one is.
This is the hero.
Someone has to be the mother.
You're the only one who should live. Like you have to live.
So then I would say then it kind of sounds like she's going to be staying with us tonight at the hotel. Let's take her up to her room, see if she needs to grab anything that she may need to grab for the evening, and then we'll just go.
Okay.
Okay. You do so. You go upstairs. You go into a room. You see, it's a small room, but it is a single bedded room. It is a dorm room. So you guys go up to Emma's room. You walk in. There is actually a lot of paintings all around the living space. She's like very slowly folding clothes and putting them in a little suitcase for her to take with her, and she begins to get ready to go with you guys to the hotel. Jumping back over to Rex. Rex, you're coming downstairs. People have kind of dispersed as you were, examining the obelisk a little bit closer, but you do see Preston sort of rounding a corner as he was headed back in this direction to try and find the group.
Yes.
I will make my way over to him then, kind of with like a wave.
Ah, the other slightly sharp dressed individual. Wonderful to find you. Where are the other two?
Yeah, I don't really know. I was looking at an obelisk of pretty much unknown origin.
Oh, I can tell you the origin, my boy. I've cracked it. We're taking on an eldritch horror. And then I reach into my breastcoat pocket, pull out the papers, and show him the hieroglyphs. In the distraction of the screaming, I was able to investigate the girl's room. Quite the picture of madness, but she was definitely being attacked through her dreams by some sort of eldritch creature.
All right, good job finding clues. Maybe don't break any more college girls' rooms. That doesn't go down with people very well. So...
I mean,
anywho,
nobody found me. I have scruples, Rex. Jeez. What do you take me for?
Can I see the pictures you drew?
I give them to you. Hopefully you can make make something out of these. They're like hieroglyphs or something. I don't have the commoner's linguistics, so.
Wiz, are they the same from the thing?
Yeah, as well as you rolled when you were examining them, these are exactly the same types of hieroglyphs you see on the obelisk.
All right, Preston.
I think we should talk to the librarian. I think her name was Bedelia, Betty, Carlton, the quiet librarian that's with us. What's her name again? Tell me before she comes back so that I don't look like an asshole.
It's Bonnie.
Yes. Bonnie, yes. Yeah. She has some knowledge.
Like, who the fuck is he talking about?
She has some knowledge of creatures. Maybe she can use the information we have to give us some sort of weakness with this creature. I'm definitely not happy about it being able to attack us through dreams.
We'll definitely have her take a look at this stuff, but I also found out, I didn't find out, I know. The dean for the school is the son of the, only person who ever actually looked into these kind of things and, has a wealth of knowledge about it.
Oh, well, he's definitely behind it then, right?
I mean, in my line of work, usually at a school, the dean or the principal is the one who did it, just like the girlfriend, boyfriend, the wife, husband.
It's really that simple.
It really is. I mean, if somebody dies, you just go after the loved ones, figure out who did it, guaranteed every time it's one of them.
Well, apparently, if one day my money runs out, I should just become a detective.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy work, really. I had one case, a guy got ran over by a car sped off, none of the onlookers who saw who was driving the car, it was the girlfriend. I found out in day one. It was like that.
I got you. All right. Well, Well, should we find them, Ralph?
Ralph?
Oh, I'm sorry. Look, it's no offense to you. All pores kind of look alike to me. Rex? It was Rex. Yes, Rex.
Yeah. All right. For the record, I'm not that poor. I just got my money tied up in a little girl that I adopted.
Compared to my family, everyone's poor, so don't worry about it. Let's go find the others. And tell them how well I did.
You did great, buddy. You did real good.
Thank you. And it is truly wonderful that you appreciate my genius.
Always. You know, you can take that genius and you can find out where they went.
The school? I'm already tired of trying to figure out. Maybe I should just go back to the hotel and go to sleep.
I mean, I got a meeting with the sheriff. So...
Oh, I can accompany you to that.
It does... You're not coming with me to talk to a sheriff. Well, maybe you should.
I mean, he did... you only had the inn with him because I was there, remember?
That is true. All right, yeah, no, you can come with me.
By the way, what was that scream? Did you guys figure out what that was?
There was a young woman that we now know is some kind of eldritch being, covered in blood.
Thanks to me. And you, slightly less, but me.
Pouring blood from all orifices. Staring at a young woman that goes, presumably here, goes to the college. But Elliot tried to fight her and just kind of like slapped her around, and none of them really did anything to each other. I attacked it with some crows. I was the only one who actually did any kind of like damage, and then it ran away. So, winner of the fight, good old Rex Johnson here. But yeah, no, it was a girl. Pretty sure it was the one that I saw like in a nightmare. I didn't really get to talk about that with anyone else, but
the blood from the face is interesting, my friend, because when I was in her room, amidst the mad scrawlings on the wall, her pillow was soaked with blood, and usually one's face rests on a pillow, so maybe that has something to do with this eldritch being having blood coming from its face.
You know, when I talk to the sheriff tomorrow, I'm going to talk about getting like police access to anywhere she has been so that I can go in and look. So I could definitely look over the room, just kind of like jot some things down, and actually try and read the letters instead of your scribbles.
Are you sure you don't want me to be there? It is, in my experience, that local law enforcement...
in the sheriff's office, you can come with.
Good, because it isn't in my experience that local law enforcement are much more receptive to people of my means.
You mean you bribe officers of the law?
I mean, usually they just give us things because they think we're going to bribe them. I mean, we're rich. It's wonderful. America's amazing for rich people. Are you kidding?
So you talk to people under their assumption that they're going to get paid, and then they never get any of the money.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe my dad paid him. I have no idea.
Oh my god.
Has anyone ever told you you're a terrible person?
I don't have to be good. Did you miss the part about being rich?
No, I get the money thing. Okay, I get it.
You remember the Star Spangled Banner? It's all about being rich.
I had a great time. The Star Spangled Banner is not about being rich. Have you ever listened to the actual lyrics?
Yes, but it's an undertow of richness.
I don't think there's any such thing as undertones in the Star Spangled Banner.
Why would we
have undertones in a national anthem?
We could debate this all night.
I feel like that's something a communist would say.
At the end of the day, it's all about richness. And don't ever call me a communist again, or I will have your family killed.
I'm just saying, you're talking bad about the Star Spangled Banner, communism.
I'm not talking bad about the Star Spangled Banner. It's one of the greatest songs ever made.
You just said it had undertones of something kind of like corrupt and evil. Communist.
What's evil about rich people getting things?
At this moment, as you guys are arguing about the Star Spangled Banner, and its undertones,
really,
overtones,
the finer points of
the finer points.
Exactly what we should be worrying about.
You suddenly find yourself in the presence of somebody who had just walked up on you. It's not startling or anything. They just walked up on you guys arguing. You both turn around and look at a small female person. Her eyes are streaked with tears. You see the face of Emma Thompson.
That's interesting. From a meta perspective. From a me perspective, I'm like, I just look down and go, oh, that's terrible. Hold on. I have a handkerchief. I hand her a handkerchief from my breast pocket.
Oh, thank you so much.
You may keep
was-
it. It's worth more than your house, and I have tons of them.
Oh well. Okay. I'm so thankful for you, and she turns to you, Rex, looking after me back there, and for the handkerchief. What's
Where are my friends that you kind of shuffled off with the sheriff?
Oh, I think they may have gone to the eulogy or something. I wasn't feeling up for it.
Didn't the eulogy already happen, my girl?
Yeah, isn't that kind of like what you do with these things?
No, maybe not. I'm sorry, not the eulogy. I'm so mixed up. The wake. People, the cafe. People are eating. I think at the or something.
Oh, I see. Well, I am peckish. Why don't you show us the way to this cafe?
Oh, I'm not really up for being around a lot of people. I decided to hang back. I wanted to thank you and you know, what was that we saw?
It was just a crazed person. They just they went bonkers, and
No, that was more than just bonkers.
no, I'm telling you, it's just bonkers.
Roll a manipulation charisma check.
16.
Okay. Oh, okay. Bonkers.
Yeah.
But I mean, what about the I guess you're right. I mean, I don't know. I'm so confused. What about the birds? They seemed
Hey, birds just attack people sometimes. That's what they do. The little lady was out there flailing around, and the birds were like, ooh, I don't like that. So they just kind of swooped in. Crows, they're intelligent species. So they just kind of swooped in. They were like, this is a threat to me and my people. And they just attacked it,
Okay.
Animals do that.
She looks at you.
I
her
really
eyes
should
wide.
be doing the talking right now, but I don't know what happened. I can't use my charisma manipulation because I have no idea what's going on right now.
She's looking at you. Her eyes are wide. I'm just checking one rule real quick.
Uh-oh. We gonna die. Never.
Are we
had a
dying or
chance.
are they dying? Not to throw Neil and Kayla under the bus, but I'd prefer if they died.
I'm as I'm listening to this, I'm getting the vibe that we shall be the ones doing the dying.
She's gonna look up to you now, Preston. And her eyes are wide, and she says, do you two know each other? Or you were friends with Peggy?
Preston, you gonna answer the girl?
Yeah, for a second he remembers that like his cover is that he is her brother, and then he goes, my dear girl, I am sorry. Peggy was my sister. That is how I am related to her. I came into town for the wake and to get her affairs in order. Were you a friend of hers, I assume?
Um, yeah, we were best friends. Best friends. I'm so sorry that your uh sister um passed away. We were so close.
Well, it is good to meet another friend of Peggy's. I've met so many friends today, and it is good to know that she was so loved in this town before her untimely demise.
Yeah, she was everybody loved Peggy. She was real popular, real warm girl. Everybody talked nicely of Peggy. And what happened was so sudden and so startling. Are you here to collect the body? Will you be leaving soon?
Well, yes, I'm going to. I have to speak with the police. This is actually my family detective. We are looking into the matter just to make sure everything is, what it needs to be.
Oh, you're a detective.
Yeah, world renowned. I come up from the mean streets of New York.
Okay. What do you think happened to Peggy?
Did she have a boyfriend?
Yeah. I think so.
Don't worry, case will be solved by tomorrow.
I have to ask, Miss Thompson, your interest in Peggy and her case. And then I just leave it hang. Like, you finish that sentence, Emma.
We were friends, and I cared so much about her. I just wanted to have a better understanding of what was happening. What happened to her.
What do you think of her boyfriend, Emma?
I don't think I knew him very well.
All right, so you wouldn't say you wanted him for yourself?
Well, no. I gotta ask her other questions before we accuse her of murder. Please.
Okay.
I'm like, excuse the rudeness of my detective. Detective, please, hush up. Can you hand me those pieces of paper real quick that I handed you earlier?
Yeah, sure, here you go.
I take him and I go, Emma, since you were so close to Peggy, you must have been inside her room. She seemed very obsessed with these writings. Do you know anything about them, or did she tell you anything about them?
These writings, no, I don't know anything about these.
Did you ever go in her room?
Roll,
I was gonna say,
best friend.
It is good and holy.
Can I use cold read and just tell straight up if she's lying?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can.
I would like to use one.
I know Wiz doesn't want to say yes, but it's true.
She
you can.
Is very lying.
Very lying.
All right. So,
Very lying.
Emma, I'm gonna stop
Much
you there.
lie.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't mean to be rude or intrude, but there's no way you didn't see these.
No way.
Because the way I was described the room is they were all over the place.
All over.
And you kind of notice when your friend's drawing some kind of ancient language on her walls.
Your best friend drawing ancient languages.
Your best friend.
Best friend. I'm flanking her to the opposite side of Rex. Yeah, I'm flanking her like a velociraptor.
Oh, I must be so confused. I'm so, overwhelmed and upset right now. Yeah, of course I've seen those. Of course. I should really go and lay down, I think.
Why don't we go sit and have a conversation with my friend
Rex? There's a
Rex?
bench right over there. I think you should come with us.
Oh, no, I really feel like I need to go lay down. If you would, gentlemen, please excuse
Emma, I'm
me.
not asking. You're coming with us. You're sitting on the bench.
No.
We can't kidnap her.
I'm not kidnapping her. I'm using police voices.
You're not police.
Voices.
That's kidnap.
Listen, she might not know
It's
that.
false imprisonment.
Young child.
Bro.
She might not know that I'm not a cop.
That doesn't mean it's not false imprisonment. Her not knowing means
I
it's
am
actually
not
false
detaining
imprisonment.
her in any way.
Okay. All right.
I Moses am certainly am not. I will not. Do you want to roll anything for any of this?
If I use charisma strategy to think of a way to convince her to sit on the bench and like a plan.
This is the weirdest.
Okay, that's pushing like.
Boy, pushing it hard.
Yeah, it's basically what strategy was more based for like tactical situations in combat, right? If I remember reading that.
This is a combat of minds.
No, don't. No.
All right.
No.
I'm
Wiz is
not-
being nice. He doesn't know you well enough to tell you to go fuck yourself. No. No.
I'm trying to remember that particular skill real quick.
No.
That was like.
This is Corey. Like Wiz is a
I'll
first-time
accept-
game master.
I'll
How do I
accept
make
the
this
no.
work for me?
Okay, yeah, not that one. But you could just do a straight charisma check.
I'll just roll straight charisma, yeah.
We could let me do the charisma. I'm the pretty well-talking one.
I got an 18.
It's pretty good.
An 18. Okay. So you got an 18. Let's see. This is going to be opposed. And you're trying to essentially intimidate her, like push her around a little bit with that kind
Sure.
of language. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, manipulation is he's trying to get her. Intimidation, there is an intimidation skill that would be to like
Yeah.
get on the bench, bitch, or something like that. Like that would be intimidation.
I
Okay.
haven't
So
either.
you're trying to manipulate her into
Yeah.
coming to the couch.
Sure, yeah.
I don't.
Corey's like, whatever it takes,
Whatever.
whatever
Gets me
you
success.
want, whatever you want.
Okay, I suppose I can sit with you for a little bit longer. Maybe someplace quiet though. Maybe back up at the school.
You know, Emma, I understand what you're going through. You know, best friend just passed away. Real grisly event just happened. I don't think in any of our best interests, a quiet place is exactly the safest option.
Okay, so just on the park bench. Okay. She's looking up
Right over
between
there.
the two of you guys, and she sits down on the park bench not far from you.
I will stride over. All right, see, this wasn't that hard. You take a seat. It's a comfy bench, I assume. Who knows?
I tap Rex on the shoulder and kind of nod to him to give me a minute of his time.
Yeah, what's up?
Look, friend, you have the deduction and private investigation skills, but I have the communication and a jawline that can cut glass. So why don't you tell me what you want me to get out of her, and I can attempt to coerce it?
I understand the technique you won, but is this an interrogation or are we making friends?
Well, it doesn't have to be either. You could tell me what you need me to get out of her, and I could get it out of her.
All right, well, and I'll kind of like turn away so like if I whisper, it doesn't carry towards her.
Well, that's what I was hoping all of that was.
Oh, okay,
whispered.
then yeah.
Yeah, that was the
So-
idea.
Preston, let me tell you, that girl walked away with a
roll
sheriff.
stealth checks.
Roast. Okay, fair enough. That's good.
16. It's agility stealth, right?
Yes.
I am spending 2 momentum. Because that is not a good roll. And I do not want it to be the roll. And I rolled the same number.
Oh.
I really could have manipulated her, but my stealth check is 5.
Okay.
Both rolls were 5.
Cool. Okay. Right, 5 in a row. And you got 16?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Please continue.
All right, so Preston, I'm gonna give you a lowdown here. That woman, that girl that's sitting over on the bench, left the courtyard we were standing in after seeing a horrific event with a sheriff, Bonnie, or Brittany, or whatever name you want to call it, and Elliot. He's the greasy guy that you don't like. And she shows up by herself, lying to us about stuff she saw in her best friend's room.
Okay, so what do you want me to get out of her? What do you want me to ask her?
I want to know anything that she knows about everything.
All right, no, pretty wide berth. You want to be just slightly more specific with that.
All right, anything about Peggy.
Okay. All right.
I also, if you can just bring it up, she goes to school here, maybe she knows the story. What's up with the obelisk in the middle of the school?
I would like to just quickly throw out an idea to you, though, Rex.
All right.
She could be one of these people who is not popular and someone just dies, so she kind of pretends to be the friend of the dead person. She might not have anything to do with what we're here for.
That's true. Figure that out first.
All right.
If you're going to talk to her, be the one to, like, weasel your way in.
I wouldn't use that choice of words, but all right. I walk over, I smile at her, and I sit down next to her. I put one hand on top of her hand. I go, Emma, I'm sorry. We've been slightly abrupt with you. But there is some strangeness and some inconsistencies in your story. So, if I might ask, dear, and there is no one here but us, no one to judge you, how well did you truly know my sister? And please, remember you're speaking to her brother, someone who truly cared for her, who is truly hurt by her death. I will not be angry, but I would like the truth. And I'm going to use charisma manipulation to hopefully try and get her to, if she didn't know her, to admit that she didn't actually know her. I got 21.
So, she looks up at you and says, her big brown eyes looking into yours. I knew her. I may not have known her as well as some, but we could say that we had spent some very, very intimate time together. We talked at length. We shared each other's hopes and dreams. Go ahead and roll. What would be?
Countering lies.
Yeah.
Perception awareness.
Perception awareness. Okay.
I do just want to say, Rex, you're watching this conversation. If she is lying, you could probably tell.
Can I use a cold read then?
No. Actually, I'm saying you could roll. You could roll.
Roll it. Not a cold read then. I'll roll.
Because I'm not good at I'm good at manipulating. I'm not good at detecting lies.
I'll roll it.
Teamwork here, Rex. Teamwork.
Okay, roll a perception.
I got an 18 on my detect lie, my counter.
I got a 26.
So wow, between the two of she's telling a half truth. She definitely knew. You can tell that she knew Peggy, but the depth of which there's something not quite accurate there.
My dear Emma, again, I'm going to need you to be sincere with me. I do not believe for a second that you are telling us the full truth.
She's going to look down, like she's embarrassed. Perhaps you're right. I'm sorry. I got all worked up and emotional. I don't think maybe we were as close as I thought that we were. It was. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I got very emotional. Everything's been so crazy lately. Please don't tell anybody. And she stands up and begins to walk away.
Peggy, we weren't
This is
finished.
Emma.
Emma, we weren't finished. If you could still sit
She
down.
hunches her shoulders and just keeps walking.
I'm gonna put my hand up because at this point we can't do anything to her, and I'm gonna walk over to Rex and be like, "I think you should follow her. We're not gonna get any more information out of her. She's not gonna tell us
like
anything
a stakeout?
else." Talking like you follow her because I'm not very good at sneaking around. You know, that's back alley people's work. You know, like mean streets of New York sort of work.
Just call
So
me a back alley person.
I'm
You'd
sorry.
be right. I'm not judging you. It's fine.
I was about to say, I'm sorry. You did say you were from the mean streets of New York, right?
No, I was an orphan on the mean streets of New York.
Mean streets
Anyways,
of New York are back alleys.
I'm gonna go follow the young child like a predator.
I'm gonna go into the school to try and find Bonnie and Elliot.
Okay. First, Preston, real quick.
Yeah.
So how do you want to proceed with this? You're just kind of like
I'm
look
gonna
for
just
like
walk
a light
into
on?
the school.
Okay.
He said they went into the
this.
school, so the school's probably open. I'm just gonna walk in the front door past the obelisk. That's where they were.
Roll an awareness perception check.
What to say? It's fucking Preston. He's just gonna walk in like he owns the place. A perception check? Perception awareness?
Perception awareness.
Oh, so perception. Holy shit. 20.
Oh, okay. The school is dark, for the most part, but you do see there's a building down the hill a little bit below the college proper with some lights on. If that was where they're heading, you would zero in on it right away. That's a very likely place that they would be. They're not going to be inside the dark rooms.
Okay. Well, I will turn and head towards that.
Okay, you go down. You head down a stone walkway. You reach the dormitories. You walk in and you see Bonnie, Elliot, and Emma walking towards you. It is a startling moment.
Bloody hell.
Give me a insanity check.
Yeah, that'll do it. So I just roll a d20. And what am I'm trying to beat the difficulty with endurance and resolve, right?
Yes. And the difficulty I'm imposing, so I'm using a darkness points. Hold on, let me pull that stat up one more time. Endurance resolve difficulty is going to be 10.
My first madness point.
All right.
I got. You said endurance resolve.
Yes.
I got a 3. Okay.
Got 3. You've gotten a madness point. Simultaneously, you obviously realize that Emma cannot be in two places at once, and you saw her heading in a very different direction, and you sent Rex after her. Rex.
Yeah, but the question is he with the dangerous one, or are we with the dangerous one?
I got
Like
a 17.
my instinct is to run after Rex, but like the dangerous one might be right here about to eat Bonnie and Elliot. Or they could both be dangerous, and we're all fucked.
I'm sure it's fine.
Rex, what did you roll?
Good point. Let's do nothing. I agree. I completely agree with that.
You follow Emma for quite some time, very effectively hiding in the shadows and the darkness. It's a rural community, so there's not really like a ton of lights. Maybe downtown in the town square, there's public lighting, but nowhere else. And then she starts going more in a undeveloped portion of the town towards the coast. She starts heading down some steps. Those steps end up turning into just rock. It's a rocky cliffside that she easily, nimbly climbs down. You then see her, as you're hiding in your shadow dark area from your vantage point, walk into the ocean.
I will turn around and head for the college.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.